In this video, we're going to consider the equation of the line 8x plus 7y is equal to 9. And what we want to do is we want to use this equation to find what the slope to a parallel line to this particular line would be. And so, before we can talk about what the slope of a parallel line to 8x plus 7y equals 9 would be, we first of all need to figure out what the slope of our 8x plus 7y equals 9 line is. And probably the easiest way to do this is solve for y, because if you solve for y and you combine your terms, then you would then be in a slope-intercept form, so you can easily pick out the slope and pick out the y-intercept if you needed to. So in solving for y, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract 8x from both sides of the equation. And so that's going to leave on the left-hand side 7y, and on the right-hand side we're going to have negative 8x plus 9. So instead of writing it as 9 minus 8x, I just went ahead and rearranged those terms because once we divide by the 7, then it'll be in the slope-intercept form that we want it to be in. Speaking of which, the next step would be to divide all terms by 7 to get the y completely by itself. And dividing all terms is the same thing as dividing both sides of the equation. So if you just go ahead and do it to all terms, it's the same thing. And if you do it that way, then your line will already be, or the equation of your line will already be in your slope-intercept form. Y is equal to negative 8 over 7 times x plus 9 over 7. And of course right here, the coefficient of the x is going to be our slope. And so the line that we have, the original line or equation of the line 8x plus 7y equals 9, its slope is going to be equal to negative 8 over 7. And so now let's look over here on the right hand side, and I have two things written down. We have two different cases to consider. If we're trying to find the slope of a parallel line, any lines that are parallel are going to have the same slope. And that's exactly what's going to happen in this case. We want to know what the slope of a parallel line would be. And so we're going to have the same slope as the original line we're given. So therefore our answer is going to be that the slope m of a parallel line would be negative 8 over 7. And that's it. So if we wanted to know what the slope of a perpendicular line would be, then we would flip it and change the sign. So those are the two cases depending on what the problem asks you to do. But this is the easy case, the parallel. You don't have to change it. All you had to do was solve for y to figure out what it was.